Are you looking for the next craft beer to try? Well, maybe Idiom from Griffin Claw is the one for you. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to try Idiom. This is an Imperial Porter. Now, is it an Imperial Porter or is it a stout? I guess is the big question. 9.5% ABV, 65 IBUs. Both are on the label. No date on this. I paid $2.39 for this. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at Hoffman Street Grocery. If we look at it, the price per ounce is about 15-16 cents on a 9.5% beer. I think that's a good deal. Hopefully it's a good beer. Let's get the sticker off here. I have had this out. It's never been in the fridge. My basement right now in winter is about 60 degrees, so that should be about the temp of this beer. Let's go ahead and get it into a glass. See, beers like this are hard, I think, to call it an Imperial Porter versus stout. You're at 9.5%. You know, what are they using to bump up that gravity to keep it at an Imperial? An Imperial is usually a little lighter. To me, not as much roasted malt, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of chocolate. So are you using more base malts? Are you going to drive up that toastiness or that graininess of that malt? But we're going to find out because I have no clue what's in this beer. Nice chocolate colored head, small and medium bubbles. From the pour, I do have a finger of head. Bubbles on the side are compact like dish soap and big like bubble wrap. If we take a look at the color, I would say it is completely black. I do not have a dark hue on the sides or on the bottom. Looks like a stout to me. Let's go ahead and smell. Some of that alcohol is coming through. Light coffee, light roasted malt, maybe a little bit of chocolate bitterness in there. That's about all I'm getting. Nice and subtle. It does smell more like a porter than it does a stout. As I said, those lower malts are what usually come out in a stout. A little bit of coffee, and that's what you're getting. It doesn't smell big and thick like a stout. So far, I would give Griffin Claw an A for the smell as it is a porter. Let's go ahead and taste. Good, smooth, roasted malt up front. Goes back into some coffee. In the back, you do get that chocolate bitterness. IBUs are up there to balance that out, so you are getting a little bit of that bitterness on the back. Mouth or aftertaste is like a chocolate coffee roasted malt sweetness. No alcohol present. Not feeling it in the throat or the stomach yet, but obviously we've only had one sip. A little bit of sweetness up front too. Very smooth, medium bodied. I like the taste of this. A little sharp of like that astringent, almost burnt roast, but it's just a touch. Like you get that smooth roasted malt up front, and then it's kind of astringent when it goes back into that coffee, then that chocolate bitterness in the very back. For the body, I would say it's more a stout than anything. It is kind of thick. You do get those qualities of that roasted malt almost burnt in there. which, again, I don't look any beer up before I review it. So, yeah, it tastes like, I guess if I was going to brew a standard Imperial Porter, this is what it would be. Like, no adjuncts, nothing in it. This is just a very well done Imperial Porter to me. I think temperature on this is correct. 60 degrees, as it has been sitting down in the basement for 2-3 weeks. I would actually have to go with a 4.25 out of 5 on this one. I do rate the beers based on how I like them, not the style. For the style, I would probably go a 4.5 if I was judging this beer as an Imperial Porter. It doesn't have anything on it, so I have to assume it's a straight Imperial Porter, no adjuncts. But yeah, very well done. I would like to see a little bit more coffee in this beer. But again, that's my personal preference. But yeah, 4.25 out of 5. Solid, standard Imperial Porter. I'm hoping we don't see any adjuncts in this. But yeah, very, very well made by Griffin Claw. So if we do check Untapped, 11 of my friends have rated this, average 3.86 out of 5. A little over 2,000 people have rated this, average 3.85 out of 5. Now, my guess is they want some adjuncts in there. We'll look through and see if we can find anybody that says anything about adjuncts. But for me, I think this is a solid Imperial Porter for a base. Now, could you take this and add, whatever you want? Roasted nuts, sure. Cinnamon, sure. But I think it's extremely well done, as I keep saying, for a standard base Imperial Porter. Jeff says, solid Imperial Porter, big coffee, chocolate, and roasted malt. He gave it a 4. Description on this from Griffin Claw on Untapped. Brewed with dark chocolate malt, English brown malt, and generous amounts of amarillo hops. That's interesting to me. They say amarillo hops supplying floral aromas of chocolate and coffee. Now, this is 2 days after we did our Amarillo Smash all-grain beer, and that Amarillo gave us a chocolate, a orange bitterness. I do not get any orange out of this. I don't get a floral. I think those malts cover all that up. So when they say floral aromas, I don't even get any floral. I don't get citrus. So my guess is if they were going for a floral aroma, they didn't use enough Amarillo hops, because going back to our Smash review, we didn't get any floral out of that, and I'm pretty sure floral is not a profile of Amarillo. But that's what they say. They're a brewery. We'll go with that. But yeah, nobody else really said anything about this one. Solid Imperial, big coffee, 4 out of 5. So yeah, nobody's really higher than a 5, but again, I think most people would want an adjunct in this and not a standard Imperial Porter. After having all these stouts, porters for the winter with all these adjuncts, bourbon barrel aged, this is a very nice change. You're still getting that quality of a big porter or a big stout without anything in it. It's really not going to wreck your palate, and that alcohol is covered up pretty well. So if you like this review, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.